doing your job somewhere for me.
I guess we are surrounded by computer scientists, so I had better be careful. No question about it. I think that there is a big shortage for computer science majors. There is a big shortage of engineers. I remember a decade ago, mechanical engineering was almost dead. There were only a handful of people. Why? Because we were saturated with mechanical engineers. And when those guys died off or retired or about to die, all of a sudden there was a shortage of mechanical engineers. Now, mechanical engineering is hot again. So I think that I am an engineer. I undergraduated as an engineering. I am an industrial and systems engineer. So I am all for engineering. My kids went to engineering, at least one of them. The other one went and dropped. And I will come back and talk to you about that. So having said all of this, I think that that there is, I'm going to make a point about engineers can do everything. Engineers, yes, can do everything, but the engineering is a discipline, and the engineers learn how to solve problems and create widgets. That's why they can do everything. How good they do it is another question. I just had this discussion with somebody today. So the interesting thing is, I'm an engineer, my wife is an engineer, so I understand, okay, where you're coming from. But I think that we often neglect that management is a science too. And we take an engineer, they can do everything, and next thing we know, this engineer is actually a manager. Well, we have to train them. So I just have to defend management a little bit here. Having said that, okay, let me come back to the issue with girls. Now, I have two daughters, twin daughters, and bright, very bright, high scores, higher scores in math than verbal, and my wife thinks that they are perfect candidates for being engineers, all right? So she's pushing them into engineering, and I'm hands-off. I'm an educator. I know it's not a good thing for the parents to push their kids to do this or that. I know they are going to react in the end. So I'm hands-off. My son ended up in engineering, and two of my daughters ended up in engineering. And she dropped out after one semester. Okay? She dropped out because she said, Mom, you know, I don't feel like I can do it. Now, I know how smart she is. She can do it. Societal impact is tremendous. Even what you do at home does not overcome it. These girls took every pre-AP and AP class that was available to them. They scored high. She should be able to do it, right? But I had high school counselors tell my daughters not to take the AP classes. Okay? Question. In fact, a colleague of mine who's a professor at SMU in mechanical engineering, they wouldn't let her daughter take AP classes. And he had to go to school and fight with the counselors for them to put her in AP classes. So I think as a society we do a tremendous disservice to our daughters by not, and the school system is really at fault. And the only thing we can do is we can talk about this, and the family has to correct it. It has to be corrected in junior high schools, it has to be corrected in high schools. And if we are trying to do it within the family, as in our case, we might not be very successful. But if you can impact the school, and if we can get the young girls excited about mathematics and science and physics and chemistry, that's where I think we will win in the end. So, by the way, things are getting better. okay? There are more female engineers than there used to be, and there are more medical school doctors, female doctors than there used to be. So things are changing, but slow. And places like this, I think, can help make it go faster. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.